Let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Screen.
Oh, so today is day 16, right? And our training we will be having until November 30.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll finish on November 30. So if so as it is Thursday, then we'll finish on 29th. Okay.
Okay.
Because we are going slow just to accommodate you guys are also busy, so I'm not rushing through the topics. I'm just giving some time for hands on, and we are going very slowly only. So I thought, anyway, September is over this week. We'll take one October and November. Okay, by October end we will decide if we want November, but mostly for now we'll plan till November 29. Okay. So day 16, I'll create a package 16. As usual, I'll create a new class, main program. What I will do, I will copy the 15 program itself, because that was I stopped in the middle, right? So I'll copy it here. So what we have done here, sysout, there is no main. So what we did, uh, the program was to read employee name, code, gender, and location address. So we opened a scanner, and we started asking for the name, and we read the name and placed in employee name string variable. Similarly, we read the code, gender, location, and address, and we placed to the respective variable, right? And we created an employee class. So copy that also. So the employee class, we had different attributes, and for all these attributes we generated the getters and setters by right clicking source, generate getters and setters, and then in the main program we created an object of employee, and we placed all the variables, all the values, whatever we have read from the input, we have placed it here. And then, so with that we stopped, right? We created a print class also, right? This was a simple class. This class is having one method, print employee. We pass the employee object and we are printing it here, right? And in employee object, we added a toString method to print. So this is one way of printing. Otherwise, our traditional way of sysout emp obj dot get name dot get code get address, everything you can give it in the sysout, right? So this is one way. So till here we did correct. Okay, so now can you tell me how to change the program? Now this program will, okay, so I have to make it public now. Okay. So this program will read one employee, right? This is going to read one employee data,
Yeah.
and one employee object is formed, and one employee object is passed here, that is printed. After printing, the program will terminate automatically, right? It's going to stop automatically. We'll just run this and check. Say employee name Raj 001, gender is male, location is Pondi, enter your address. So it is printing everything, and see here the program has terminated because it is not running, right? It has stopped. Now can you tell me how to modify this program to read two employees?
To
Yeah, very good. So how to write it? So here we have a for loop. While loop also, no issues. So while means here we have to declare a count. So count equal to 2. So while count is greater than 0, so do this. So until the count becomes 0, what you have to do, you have to ask the input, form the object, send it to printing. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
And here we have to reduce the count, right? Otherwise the program will run infinitely, because always the count will never change. It will be 2 and this will always be true. It will not reduce. So now if I change and run this, it is going to, so emp1 code 1 gender 1 location 1 address 1. So it has printed and the program is not terminated, it is still running. It is asking for the second. So emp2 code 2 gender 2 location 2 address 2. Now what happened? Okay, yeah, so it has printed and it has terminated. The program has stopped, right? So this is how you know now that to get multiple employee data, you can use a while loop or a for loop. Both are right.
Yes, sir. But
Right. Yes.
while loop is like infinity, right, sir?
No, while loop will become infinite if you don't give this.
Okay, sir. Then shall we give break instead of count?
Yeah, you can give break. So when will you give break? Again, condition. If count equal to 0, right?
Oh, 0.
So when will you give break? Tell me. Okay, I'll remove this.
Sir, break, we have to give break. For us, we have to get 2 quick points, sir. So we can break after second, right?
Yeah, so how will you know it is second?
That's why I want to give a statement, sir.
Yeah.
You wrote it.
Yeah, tell me. Tell me how to modify. Let's modify it. What should I change? Do you want to remove this while? Do you want me to remove the while?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll delete this while. Now tell me what to do. So we have to count if count
Less than, greater than,
we'll give here 0 then. Okay,
okay, sir. Count less than 2.
less than 2. Okay, so if count less than 2, it will go inside. It would get these things and so if will execute only once, right? It is not a loop. If you give like this, only first time it will go, but the program cannot. Correct. If you want to run it multiple times, you have to go for or while. So which one you want to do?
While.
So while count is less than 2,
Equal to 2.
less than or equal to 2. So if you give less than or equal to 2, then the loop will execute 0, 1, 2, 3 times.
Oh, okay, sir.
So if you give here 1, then it will execute 1, 2, 2 times.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So while count less than or equal to 2, you are asking to do these steps. Okay. Now here we need to increment the count, right?
Yes.
Otherwise the count will always be 1.
Okay, sir.
And always it will enter into the while loop, it will become infinite. So if you see, if I run this, right?
Number right, sir. Like for I is equal to 1 less than.
want to give for loop for
or
in
count is equal to
count equal to 1. So if you are giving for loop, we need not give it here. The for
Okay,
will take care of everything. Int count equal to 1.
is equal to
Count
count that plus count plus plus.
count plus plus. Yeah. So this is good enough. So this would run 2 times. Yes. Clear with this?
But here we don't have to break it.
We don't have to. The end statement, the termination is here, right?
Okay, so
And the increment is here. Okay.
oh,
We'll work out more examples. I'll give some programs. You will understand it better. So for now, what we have done, the program, whichever we did the other day, we have modified it so that it will ask for 2 employees. If I change here to 10, it's going to ask for 10 employees. If I want to change it to n, and n also I can get here, right? Int n equal to scanner object dot get next int. So dynamically we are asking how many employees you want. How many employees data you want to enter, right? Correct? Is it right?
yes, sir.
So we done it. Okay, now we are going to learn one new concept. In this case, right, for multiple times, this is good. Forming the employee object is good. Every time we are passing it immediately, right? So what happens, as soon as I enter the data, it is printing the result. See here. After I finish entering the first data, it is printing. After I finish the second data, it is printing, because the print is called inside the for loop. Right? The
Yes, sir.
print functionality is called inside the for loop. So what I want to do is, I want to call it outside the for loop, so that after I finish entering all the data, only then the result should be printed. So we are creating the object outside and we are calling the print employee outside. Now there is something known as collections. Okay, in Java we have read arrays, right? Arrays are used for collect and group the elements. So array will have a predefined size, right? When you create an array, you specify
Yes,
how
sir.
many.
We give 10 square bracket.
Correct. So this is a disadvantage where not always you know how many elements you want. Instead, there is a feature in Java called as collections, where you can collect and group the elements same like arrays, and don't specify the size during initialization. Let the program decide automatically when we add or remove the element.
Yes.
We have something called as collection. What we are going to do, I am going to create a list. List is a collection interface, and I want to store employee. Store. We import the list interface, create constant. Keyboard is not working. One minute. So what I will do here, list of employee list equal to new array list of employee. So what we are doing, we are initializing a list, and you can imagine, have you played or have you seen kids playing using a box where we there will be different shapes like triangle, circle or cylinder, and the kid has to insert that into a box. The box will have holes at the top.
Yeah,
What is
sir.
that called? Uh, have you seen that? What is kids play shape? I don't know.
Shape matching.
This one. There would be holes in the box, and the kid has to. Here, if you see here, the box has holes, right?
Yes.
Circle, star, triangle, and there would be blocks here. See here, there is a purple cylinder, star at the bottom. The kid has to take that and put it in the box. Only when you put star inside, star within the star hole, it will enter. Inside in the triangle, if you put it, would not enter. Do you get it? See
Yes,
here,
sir.
see here. The kid is placing that blue color rectangle. No, D, right? It's a D symbol. So, have you seen this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, this is same as someone has joined. Okay. Hi, Edwin. Good evening. So, this is same as what we. Yeah, good evening. We just started with the Java collections. So this is same as what we are doing here. So we are creating an object here, and we are telling that only employee class can be put inside, and we are creating a new. So new is a keyword which we have been using for a long time, and we are creating an object of array list. Now, very simple. We can add employee list dot add emp object, and I will cut this out. I will place it next to the for loop. Okay. So this line, is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So once you have the object inside the for loop, we are adding the employee object to the list. Okay. Now what we do, we pass the list instead of single object. We pass the list to the print employee class. In the employee class, the print class, we are receiving single employee. Instead of that, we will receive list of employee.
So what actually that bracket indicates that
This
open curve.
this one, right?
Yes, sir.
This is exactly the cut you have in the box. You are telling that, see, this box, how many cuts are there? 8. So let us take the bottom cut. Circle, star, and square. Let's assume square. Okay, so the second one is star, which means only star objects can enter into it. Right? The third one is triangle. Only triangle objects can enter into it. Same way, here we are telling only employee objects can enter into the list. You cannot add anything else.
So inside that we can change according to the questions.
Yes.
Okay.
So I will quickly create one more class, since you asked this question, I will create one simple class and collection class. So we'll have one quick collection class and we'll have a main program. So I'll create a list of string list equal to new array list of. I'm telling you can only place string inside this. Now str list dot add Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, let's have Monday. Now if I try to add str list dot add 1, the program, the compiler will, yeah, I'm trying to add integer. 1 is an integer, right? If you add a double quotes, it's a string. But it is, if I add an integer, it is throwing error because we have specified that only you can only place string inside it. You cannot place integer. That is why it is throwing error. The method is not applicable for the argument int. Okay, so this is what. So if I change it here to integer, this will go away. See here, this is gone. The top 3 is now throwing error because now the box, yeah, we can add only integer. So this is true, this is correct, but you are trying to add a string. Okay, this is what this angle bracket means. Good. So what we do, so we are receiving the employee object. Now we will just print the employee object dot size. So just to recap, we have updated the program. We added a for loop and we created a list object, and we are specifying that only employee can be added, and list object we are passing to the print class, and the print class we retrieve the object and we print the size. By the way, I have sent all the codes, whatever we have done so far in the group. So you can take that and you can refer that if you have any questions. This entire source code I have sent in the WhatsApp chat. Yeah, so you can use that. What is the problem here? I have to place it after the for loop. No, not here. Oh, this is day 15. Okay. Yeah, old one. So now if I run the program, it should not call the print every time. After the for loop, it should call the print only once. So how many employees data you want? 2, name 1, code 1, gender 1, location 1, address 1, enter your name. See, it's not printing. It is asking the second employee now. Name 2, code 2, gender 2, location 2, address 2. And then it is printing the size. The list has two elements in it, 2 employee objects. Okay, so this is the use of list. Quickly we will see, we wrote a program to print natural numbers using list. So we will main method for int loop equal to 0, loop less than 99, 100, loop plus plus. So for these many times this is a simple program which will print all the numbers from 0 to 99 because I have given less than 100. So if I give less than equal to 100, it will print up to 100. So now instead of printing it here, what I will do, I want to add it to a array. That case I will give int array equal to new int array of 100, and then I will push it to the array, int array of loop equal to loop, right? In the zeroth place, I am adding the zeroth element, right? So this is one way of doing the same code we can do using list. Instead of int array, I'll do list of integer. I am going to place list of integer. So int list is my name. So new array list which will hold on to integer. This is a syntax. Okay, this angle bracket is just a syntax. Now inside the for loop, I'll do list dot add. So this integer I'm going to add in the list. So both are right. Index bound or bound. Where line number 10? Yeah. Because it starts from 0. We have to give. We cannot give equal to, less than or equal to. 0 to 99 only. If we want to give equal to, then 101 elements will be there, including 0. So here we have to make it 101. Okay, so both are right, both are working. Now after this, we will print the both array and we'll print int list. So run as see here the array didn't print, that is okay. But list, if you see, it has created, we didn't specify the number of elements, we gave it blank. Here, did you see? We are just telling I want an array list of integer. I will not specify the size. You decide the size based on the add. Correct. The for loop, if I click on add, you increment the size. So the list is automatically added until 100. Okay, so to print the list, instead of using this sysout, there is another way to print the list using for loop. So for what we want to, from where we want to take the elements and print from the list, and what will come out of this element, an integer. So we want a variable name temp int temp number. This is again a syntax. Once you write programs, you will understand. Okay, this is a syntax. This is called as modified for loop. We already studied one for loop, the regular for loop, right?
Yes.
That is for int loop equal to 0, loop less than condition, and the loop plus plus or minus minus. This is the regular for loop. This is a modified for loop. So we can just print this number. Okay, so this is another way of printing. Any questions so far? Okay, so you practice. Once you practice, you may get questions. We can discuss. Today I will stop with this because I know it is a new concept, and only till collections we will be studying in Java. Okay, the other things will be high level. We will not go into that. But whatever we are studying, we have studied. We will make sure that we have enough hands-on. You have enough practice, and you do everything in and out. Okay, it's not just that I'll finish off the topics and we leave, because you will be forgetting everything. So I want to ensure that even if you study just 10 topics in Java, you have to have a hands-on so that you can study the other topics by yourself in future, if at all you want. Okay. So with this, we'll stop for today. We'll be continuing on Wednesday, right? Wednesday. I'll send out some programs so on this collection as well. So practice that and we can discuss on Wednesday. Is that fine? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye.